time is never found again. Lost time is never found again. This is a quote by Benjamin Franklin that was submitted to the hashtag Rise and Grind Planner by a lady by the name of Debbie Ballou. So again, the quote says, lost time is never found again. Amen to that, right? You don't get it back. You will never get it back. The 5 minutes wasted, you'll never get it back. The hours of scrolling, you never get it back. The time that you spend in, anger, the time that you spend, holding a grudge, the time that you spend not forgiving, you don't get it back. You never get it back. Every moment, you must choose to invest with the expectation of an ROI. Debbie, I appreciate you reminding us this October morning that every single moment matters and that you can never get them back. Now, listen, that was a quote in the Morning 5 Planner submitted by Debbie Ballou. Every day, there's a quote submitted by actual members of our community. So that was a quote in there. But also what we have to look at today is also being a new month. These headphones are driving me crazy. Also being a new month. Here we are in October, right? And when we do a new month in the planner, it comes with a new theme for the month. It also comes with a book suggestion for you to read for the month. It comes with all those things, right? And then it comes with a little insight from a guy named Glenn Lundy. Hi, that's me. From a guy named Glenn Lundy, I write like a little thing to you each month, right? And so here we are in October, and I just want to read this off to you, all right? It says, well, a couple things. First of all, the book suggestion for October is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Now, if you've been watching this show, you would know that last week, our friend Heather Parody, who had a birthday, by the way, make sure if you didn't tell her happy birthday, shoot her a message this morning. If you're not following her on Instagram, follow her on Instagram. I don't know about you, but I thought she killed it last week. I was out of town last week. She came in, filled in for the show. I think she absolutely killed it. My favorite episode was Thursday's episode. I really loved Thursday. I thought she just absolutely crushed that. That was the one from the hotel room, which is crazy. But anyways, so Heather kind of introduced you to the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People last week. Now, if you didn't pick up the book last week, okay, today's the day to take action. Grab the book, grab the Audible, whatever. They have workbooks around it. They have the regular book around it. They have summaries about it. They got miniature books about it. They got videos about it. They got podcasts about it. But ultimately, you're going to grab the book. You're going to take action, but I'm not a reader. Okay, you're going to take action and be a reader today. You're going to get the book. So we listened to Heather. We learned some things. Now it's time for us to take action and go a little bit deeper. All right, so the book recommendation for this month is that book. We're going to read it together, talk about it, share things on social media, do that as a community, etc., etc. Right, that's the book for the month. Now, also, here in October, new book, new theme, and then here's the thoughts, the words of wisdom that were written to you almost a year ago. And what's crazy about this planner is I don't know exactly how it works. There's some magic behind it. I really don't know. I don't know exactly how it works. But here's what I know, is it always aligns somehow, specifically, with exactly what someone in this community needs. Maybe that's you today. Maybe it's for you. But here's what it says. It says, getting dialed Check, check. That was weird, man. I just totally lost my mic. Totally lost the mic. Okay, is it back? Yeah. That was weird, man. It just like went out. All right. Okay. This is going to be obviously important to somebody. Okay, so here's what it says, all right? It says getting dialed in on what you believe to be true is step one. Taking the time to absorb the wisdom that came before you is the next level. You simply don't know what you don't know. And here it is. I don't know who it's for, but here it is. You ready? Drop the ego and pick up a book. You've got new doors to unlock. And on that note, let's go. Good morning and welcome to Rise and Grind Live. Unlock your full potential with the power of daily motivation, education, inspiration with your host, Lundy, a husband to one, father to 8, global motivational speaker, and the author of The Morning 5.
I'm Heather Parody, former therapist turned online entrepreneur and wannabe comedian.
Celebrity interviews, transformational information, and a massive community around the #1 morning show in the world. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is, what day is it? Today is Monday. That's right, today is Monday, October 2nd, 2023. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be, first and last time it'll ever be Monday, October 2nd, 2023. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. I need you to do me a favor right out the gate. Hit that share button, tag some friends, jump on over here in Facebook. If you're listening on Clubhouse, come join us on Facebook or YouTube. Either one, get involved, get engaged. October is here. We got 3 months. We've got some work to do. Tag some friends. Let's get rocking and rolling. All right. Monday, October 2nd, 2023. And listen, football is on the TV. All right. I don't know if you watched any of those football games yesterday. My Raiders are just terrible, right? But football is on the TV, right? Everybody's talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. What a pairing it looks like that's going to be. My goodness, right? So football is on TV. Baseball is headed into the playoffs, right? Professional baseball headed into the playoffs. I don't watch professional baseball, but my mom and my stepdad, they are absolutely thrilled that the Diamondbacks, the Arizona Diamondbacks, made the playoffs, right? So you got football in week 4. You got baseball headed into October, which is just it's the playoff month for baseball, right? Fall is in the air. Right? You notice the leaves are starting to drop in the driveways. I've noticed that I've got leaves all over my yard, right? It is a season of change and a season of champions. That is what is on the horizon. A season of change and a season of champions. And on top of that, all of that, football, baseball, being fall champions. On top of all of that, it's also a season where your boy just got back from Italy, bro. That's right. I just got back from Italy. Look, I learned Italian while I was out there. I learned some Italian going in. right? But you can learn things on paper, right? But it's one thing when you actually get in the experience, right? So I learned some Italian while I was there. I learned like rigatoni, right? Rigatoni, ravioli, right? Mozzarella, right? I learned Italian. I did really good out there. Fettuccine, spaghetti, right? I learned all of these things. It's a me, a Mario. I learned all this Italian while I was there, right? And it was amazing, dude. It was amazing. It was just my daughter and I, right? My daughter and I for 8 days, who loves being on camera, loves taking pictures with dad, right? Loves all of those things. So it was her and I, and we flew first class, Delta Airlines. So we had like these pods where you could lay down and you could sleep and do all that. We had our individual pods. So we flew first class, which was amazing. Over the pond, and then when we got there, we stayed at the beautiful Belmond Hotel. Absolutely beautiful space in the Amalfi Coast, Amalfi Coast. We stayed at the Belmond. So this hotel is about 22 years old, but the building that they built the hotel into is from the 11th century. It is 1,200 years old. 1,200 years old. It's Belmont Hotel, built into the Caruso building. The Caruso was the family name. So this family owned this building for 1,200 years. Bro. See, you've never seen anything like that in the United States of America, because the United States of America is only, 400 years old or something. You can't find a modern looking structure that's 1,200 years old over here. It's like impossible. You got to go overseas to see some of this stuff, man. So we stay in this hotel that's in a building that's 1,200 years old, been in a family for 1,200 years at the Belmont, right? So then we stay, the pool there is beautiful. It's nice, right? Then we go on a yacht, and we take a yacht to the island of Capri. Okay, so it's about an hour boat ride out at 60 miles an hour, right? So it's a good distance. The ocean's just boom, like it was wild, dude. The ocean was just like water was super choppy. It had just stormed the couple days before, like both days before, and the water was just bam, but it was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like all the energy, it was alive, it was electric. I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never seen so much water in motion, dude. It was absolutely incredible. So we went to the island of Capri. We did some shopping on the island of Capri, which was amazing. We had lunch at the island of Capri, which was amazing. It was a seafood place right on the water. My daughter ordered a really, really, really big, delicious cheeseburger, right? She had lots of cheeseburgers while she was in Italy, right? But the village that this place was in, that this hotel was in, right? This old historic village filled with tradition and culture. There was a Roman Catholic church there that had been there for also about 1,200 years. And there, all of the streets were paved with cobblestones and small little kind of alleys that went every direction, and tons of steps and steps and steps and steps. It's the way that this place exists. It sits on this hillside. And so the village was beautiful. And the wedding, even more so. My friend Steve Spray and my friend Lucia, they tied the knot. They invited, I guess there was 19 of us total, I think. They just invited some of their closest friends, and they started off the wedding. They said, hey, we just want you to know that if you're here, it's because you made a positive impact in our life in some way or another. So they had a few family, they had family members and then a handful of friends. And it was a beautiful wedding. Everything went smooth. It was a 5-day wedding experience, including the yacht to Capri and lunches and dinners and all these fancy things, right? And it was phenomenal. And then after spending 5 days at the Belmont in this beautiful little village filled with tradition, hanging with my daughter, hanging with my friends, after doing all of those things, we decided on the way back that we would stop at Pompeii So we went to this place called Pompeii, which was a city built in 79 BC. That's right, a city that was over 2,000 years old. And in this city of Pompeii, there was, I think that's the right video. That might be Pompeii. That might be wrong. No, yeah, that's Pompeii. So then this city, man, there was a volcano, right? There was a volcano that erupted, an ash volcano. And it erupted and covered this city in hot ash to where everyone died that was there. There was 10,000 people there. 8,000 people got out because they had the early warning detection system. 2,000 people did not get out. They were stuck in there, covered in ash, heat, flash, died in less than half a second. The entire city covered. And then it wasn't discovered for another 1,400 years. People found this city. They're like, holy smokes, there's a whole city down here. And they went through and they dug it all up and they found pockets where the bodies were that were instantly encased in ash and fire. They found these pockets that were sealed as the ash cooled, and they poured this plaster into the pockets, and they were able to basically pull out the bodies in their exact shape that they were in this moment. It was crazy, dude. And then after Pompeii, we went on to Rome. And we went to the Vatican, which I can't. I got teared up. I got teared up at the Vatican. I mean, look at this place. They said that there were so many artifacts in the Vatican. There's so many artifacts that if you looked at every artifact in the Vatican, if you went around and looked at each one for 60 seconds, it would take you 12 years to see it all. 12 years. So much history. I mean, it was beautiful. The tapestries were beautiful. Oh my gosh, never seen anything like it. Literally brought tears to my eyes. It was so beautiful. And from the Vatican, we then went to the Colosseum, the big Colosseum, and toured around Rome. I drove. I had a rental car the whole time, so I drove the whole time, which was the driving out there is something else, man. It was absolutely the most extraordinary trip that I could have possibly went on. It was an extraordinary trip with memories that will last a lifetime with my daughter. It was an extraordinary trip thanks to this guy, Steve Spray, who I met a little over a decade ago. We did business together, and then we just became lifelong friends, who was kind enough to invite me. I mean, it was an absolutely extraordinary trip. But you want to know what was weird? Like, I will tell you, there's one thing about this that was weird. I will tell you. But first, you know what we got to do on this show. Come on now. Come on now. You know what we got to do on this show. For those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where if you haven't done so already, I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where we're going to do some dancing. All right, listen, an object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest. So you need to get your rear end up and get moving. If you're laying in bed watching this show, you're not picking up what I'm putting down. This is not a lay in bed and watch the show kind of show. This is a get your $$ up and get freaking moving. All right. Lastly, it's part of the show. You say good morning to me. I say good morning to you. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up and I'll say what's up back. I'm going to say what's up to my Clubhouse peeps first. Some up. All right, and I'm going to scroll Danny. I'm going to say, what up? I see Maria. I see Glendina. I see Janelle. Good morning. I see Soul and River and Mighty Mel from across the pond. Great to see you, Mighty Mel. Dr. Angel and Crystal and Ray and Stacy. The ladies are showing up here today. I see Philip and William, Yael. I see Sharon and Keisha and Arpit. I see Paula and Tina and Marie and Charlene, Jawan and Mignon. I see Sonia, Patricia. Good morning, Curtis. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Lita Poe. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Jafar. And of course, shout out to Marilyn Wilkin, Dora Maria, Christina Howard, TM Hyman, Pastor Jeff, Aday and Jackie and Dr. Jeannie and Natasha, all of those that have been holding it down on Clubhouse for me while I was in Italy last week. I appreciate you guys so much. Also over on Facebook, I want to say good morning to Scott Simons and of course, Tony Thorstad, Angelica James. Great to see you this morning. How you doing, Maria Romania Lind? I already said good morning to you, but I'll say good morning to you again. Jacqueline Underwood's in the building. Tosh Queen, what up? Lakeisha Golden Brown, thanks for being here. Heather Parody. Heather, thanks for holding down the fort last week. You killed it. I love how Friday you were like, be calm and just keep moving. Whatever the quote was, right? Be calm, keep moving. Because Friday you had it all thrown at you Friday. Boom, boom, black screens, can't get video, can't get the guest on. You had music playing for like 8 minutes or something, the Connor song over and over. You still put it together. I'm so proud of you. It was amazing. Yolanda, good morning. Ramona, good morning. Thank you, Heather, for covering for us. Drop some in the chat if you appreciate Heather Parody being here last week. Angela Heath, good morning. Vicky Everett, good morning. Good morning. Sonia Merritt, good morning. I see you. West Storm, great to see you. You guys are amazing, all right? Mike Strong, great to see you as well. Rodney Rock Hatfield, what's to say? We won't ever leave me in charge again. Stop it, Heather. You killed it. You killed it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, just so you know, planners are coming up. So start preparing now. The new hashtag Rising Grand Planners for next year, right? Jennifer Ann, great to see you this morning. Sol Salcido, great to see you this morning. They will come out Black Friday, all right? They will come out Black Friday. Now, for those of you that want to group order, right? If you want to group order planners, we have this every year. There's a lot of business owners. They buy planners for all the members of the team so they can get on the same page. If you want to group order planners, start messaging me now so I can get those orders in. We like to do the group orders first. We usually get thousands and thousands in group orders. And so I like to package those up, get them out early. And then we go into the individual orders come Black Friday. All right. So just message me. It's the Morning 5 Planner. Looks just like this. We talk about it on this show every single day. Quotes from members of the community at the top. And it's a place to write down your gratitude and your goals and to track your life. All right. So those are coming. Just wanted to let you know. All right. Now, I told you that something was really weird about all this. And so I'm going to share that with you in just a second. All right, so here's what was weird, right? Here's what was weird. So on the way home from Italy, we left there at, we got to the airport at 4 a.m. Italy time, which is 10 p.m. Eastern time here in Kentucky, okay? So we got there at 4 a.m. Flight left at 6 a.m. That flight took us to Paris. It was like a 2.5 hour flight, took us to Paris, not Paris, Kentucky, but Paris, France, like the Paris. Right. So landed us in Paris. We had a little layover in Paris. We had some breakfast there. I think we had a 2-hour layover or so. And then from there, we jumped on a plane that flew us 9 hours to Detroit, Michigan. Okay. Detroit, Michigan. And when we landed in Detroit, Michigan, we saw that we had an 8.5 hour layover until our next flight, which was an hour and 10-minute flight to get back home to Lexington. Now, we had just spent 8 days in Italy and we were ready to go home. So here I am. I'm in the States now. I'm in Michigan. I'm in the wrong state, but I'm in the States. They're telling me we got to sit at the airport for 8.5 hours, wait for the next flight. I'm like, no. We're getting a rental car. We're driving. So we bust our way through immigration. Now, what's great is when you go overseas, they actually give you your bags to come back through customs, and then you're supposed to check your bags back in for the last leg of the flight. We just didn't check our bags back in. Took off, ran to the rental car place, rented a car for $84, I believe it was. Jumped in the car, and we drove our little rear ends home, stopping at Taco Bell along the way, where we spent $26 on Taco Bell. Yes, my daughter and I, just the two of us, spent $26 at Taco Bell when we got back. And let me tell you something, on that drive, it was so beautiful. The green grass was so beautiful. The hills that we drove through here in the States were so incredibly beautiful. The highways that actually had lines on them were beautiful. The street signs that I could read in English, they were beautiful. When I got home, my wife, my kids, little Caroline saying, Daddy, I just want to give you a kiss. It was beautiful, man. So listen, Italy was phenomenal. But there's no place like home. There's no place like home. If you take the actions today that make your home a place that you want to be. You see, some of you need a vacation in life because you want to get away from the life that you've created. And I want to challenge you as we go into this fourth quarter to start taking actions to live a life that you can't wait to get back to. The whole time I was in Italy, I just couldn't wait to get home. I couldn't wait to get up at 3:20 in the morning so that I can write a show, so that I can hang out with you, so that I can be a part of this community. I couldn't wait to get back to my 10 acres just outside of town with toys everywhere and quads everywhere and a dog that doesn't understand that she weighs 50 pounds and kids screaming and kids fighting and my wife. This week on this show, we are talking about taking action. No more procrastination. Like, it's time for us to get ish done.
All right, y'all, it is that time of the show where we figure out why in the world.
Did I scare you?
Especially when you're driving, it's like,
Oh my goodness. She
y'all.
thought we were totally.
I had a whole monologue prepared.
You had a spell monologue.
M-O-N, log. Oh.
M-O-N log.
What is the spelling bee? We're talking about action, Jackson.
Well, I just decided to take action. I had a thought in my head, like grab the phone, scare Heather. And I think that when we're talking about action Jackson, it's important. Like, sometimes you got to just respond. Like, you'll talk yourself out of it. We would have missed that amazing moment right there.
And sometimes you'll be wrecking the car if you respond too quickly because you're like,
Well, that might have been the case. But look, seriously, when it comes to taking action, I think the biggest thing that keeps people from taking action is they hesitate and they think too much and they're worried about the results versus just, let's go.
You know my favorite quote in the world?
Favorite quote? What
favorite
is it?
Quote in the world?
In the world, of all the quotes.
All quotes. I'm going to submit it for the planner.
Okay.
Action creates clarity. Action creates clarity. You don't know what to do? You do
do something, you take action, and then through the failure, through the mess up, you're like, oh, it reveals what it is to you through action. So I love that quote.
Action creates clarity. We actually talked about that when we were doing these
You gotta work
segments of
on
the
these
show.
angles. You're like,
We talked about this when we were working on this show. We're like, okay, we have ideas, we have concepts, we know kind of what we want to do. Heather, if you don't mind, jump on a plane, join me in Kentucky, and let's just take action and figure this stuff out. What keeps people, you think, like, I think we all have experienced that, but it's easier said than done a lot of times, right? You're in the boardroom, you're at the table.
we don't want to look dumb. We don't want to be a
Why?
beginner.
Why don't we want to look dumb?
Because of our ego. Our ego. We think people are looking at us way more than what they are. We don't want to look like we're a beginner that we are. And first of all, nobody gives a rat's booty butt. Y'all top that out. Rat's booty butt. Okay, that's the Christian version of you know what. Nobody gives a rat's booty butt. Second of all, most people actually admire folks who are doing things, and even if it's imperfectly, it still inspires them. So, y'all be blessed. Hashtag rise and grind.
Hashtag rise and grind, straight up thug life. I'm so proud of my editing team. They're having a great time with this show. But Heather is spot on, right? Action creates clarity. I don't know what area of your life you need to gain clarity right now. I don't. I'm not going to sit here and claim that I do. I can't tell you that you should take action on your fitness. You should take action on your faith. You should take action on your relationships. I'm not going to tell you like any shoulds, all right? I'm not going to tell you any shoulds. I will tell you though, if you are seeking clarity in one area of your life, the fastest way to get there is to take action. Take action and create a life that you cannot wait to get back to. I personally, one of the things that I'm taking action on, and I'm out of time, so I'm not going to, I'll maybe share some tomorrow, but one of the things I'm personally taking action on is writing a book for my industry, right? I do a lot of work in the auto industry. And so I started this book that I've had in my mind for a long time. And I'm taking action on it, and I'm going to be writing in it every single day. And I was thinking that if there's any of you that have something in your life that you need to take action on, instead of doing it by yourself, maybe we could do it together. So I created a little community. I have it's called a community dashboard. But if you text me, if there's something in your life that you need to gain clarity around, I want you to text me the word action, or you can text me the word October. Text it to 859-208-2351. 859-208-2351. Just text the word action. And what it's going to do is it's going to put us in a community together, a community of action takers. And what I'm going to do is, as I'm working on the book, I'll take excerpts of it, and I'll text them to you. So you'll get to see the book ahead of time. You can read it, so on and so forth. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be polished. It's going to be just like Heather said. It's going to be amateur. I am an amateur at book writing, so it'll be amateur results. But you'll be able to see those things. And then what I want you to do is share with me that area of your life that you're looking to gain clarity and the actions you're taking daily, right? So you'll send over to me whatever it is that you did for the day towards gaining clarity in that specific area, all right? So basically it's an action accountability group. You're taking action. I'm taking action. We're going to share those actions with each other, and we are both going to continue to move towards creating a life that we cannot wait to get back to. Does that sound fair? You share with me, I'll share with you, and let's grow. On that note, I had some other stuff, but I already ran over. I'm going to head over to Clubhouse so we can chat a little bit more. You're welcome to join us over there. If you're watching live, come join us on Clubhouse. We're going to keep the conversation going. If you're watching on replay, not live, whatever, then come back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m., and we'll do this all over again on #Rise and Grind. Have a great day.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. #Rise and Grind, #Rise and Grind.